The ETA stands for Electronic Travel Authorisation, and it's a new visa waiver scheme that is being rolled out to all non-visa nationals who are coming to the UK. So a non-visa national is someone who is able to travel to the UK without requiring a specific visa to do so in order to visit the UK for up to 6 months. It's going to be very similar to the ESTA scheme, which currently operates for the United States, and people may be more familiar with that. It will basically mean that people who are non-visa nationals have to obtain a waiver in advance of travel to enable them to get on a plane to come to the UK. It's being rolled out in stages, and the two big rollouts are happening in early 2025. It's being rolled out to all non-EU, non-visa nationals on the 8th of January 2025, so that would include, for example, US citizens, Canadians, Australians, and then it will be rolled out to everyone else, so all EU non-visa nationals from the 2nd of April 2025. It is already possible for the non-EU, non-visa nationals to apply now for their ETA, and from March it will be possible for EU non-visa nationals to obtain their ETA. If you have got travel coming up in early 2025, it would be advisable to get your ETA as soon as possible to avoid the risk of any delays to your travel plans. The application process for most people should be fairly straightforward. It's an online application, you pay a fee of £10, you answer some basic questions, and then you wait for your decision. That should be made within 3 days of making the application for the majority of people. The ETA itself is then valid for 2 years or until your passport expires, whichever is sooner, as the ETA is linked to your passport. It's an online electronic document. You wouldn't get something physical that you'll need to carry with you. The vast majority of people will be able to obtain their ETA with minimal issue. Where we're going to see issues is where people are subject to refusals of an ETA because they don't satisfy the suitability criteria. Now, that criteria covers a range of issues from historic criminality to historic immigration offences or irregular UK immigration, through to unpaid debts in certain instances to UK entities. For the majority of people where they experience issues, we anticipate it will be on the basis of historic criminality. The UK has an incredibly strict regime when it comes to historic criminality. Anyone who has ever received a custodial sentence of 12 months or more is technically subject to a permanent ban from the UK and would have their ETA refused. Similarly, anyone who has received an offence of any nature in the last 12 months will receive a refusal of their ETA. Those people technically are not able to come to the UK as visitors in those timeframes, although it may be possible to ask for discretion in certain rare circumstances and to make a visa application on that basis. A lot of these people may have been coming to the UK without issue because the nature of their criminal backgrounds are unknown when they arrive at the UK border and they're not asked any questions about this. So this is where we see people who may have been travelling here for many years without issue may suddenly start encountering difficulties. It's really important in these circumstances to take advice as early as possible so that you know what your position is and that you can plan for it. For example, if you're a business person who's recently received a DUI but you regularly travel to the UK on business, it'll be really important for you to get advice on your ability to do that and whether you're going to have a period of time when you can't in fact travel to the UK. So it's obviously a fairly new system and more information is coming out quite regularly about the process and the timings. We are keeping a really up-to-date information page available on our website, as well as an FAQ page which covers a lot of the basic information you'll need to know about the ETA process. If you're concerned about travel to the UK following the rollout of the ETA system, if you're concerned about things in your background which you think might create problems for you, I would suggest taking advice as soon as possible, and we're always happy to have a chat and see how we may be able to help.